The scoreboard read 10 versus 9 men. The ref was still adding minutes, and nobody could stop it, because there is no rule that does. Mexico versus South Africa, June 11th, the Estadio Azteca. 3 red cards, the first World Cup opener in history to reach that number. The crowd of 80,000 didn't care. They got their win, but in the stands in the 67th minute, Raúl Jiménez scored his first ever World Cup goal 5 years after a skull fracture nearly killed him and broke into tears on the pitch. That was day 1. 12 groups, 48 teams, 104 matches. Here is the whole board and where it breaks. One of these 12 groups is already in trouble. Group A. It's the only group with real standings, and the picture is brutal for 2 teams. Mexico and South Korea, both on 3 points. Czech Republic and South Africa, both on 0 after matchday 1. South Korea did it the hard way. They were losing in the 59th minute, trailed for 21 minutes, then scored twice in 13 to steal the win. Son Heung-min, 4 World Cups captain, was already off the pitch when his teammates turned it around. That Czech Republic side will be desperate when they face South Korea next. And Mexico now play a man short after losing Cesar Montes to a red card in added time. Group A has 2 teams with everything to lose and 2 matches left. Before we get to Group B, Group F is the group to keep in mind. Japan knocked Germany and Spain out in 2022. The Netherlands are waiting. We'll get to what that means in a moment. Group B, Canada are making only their 3rd World Cup appearance ever. The last 2 were 1986 and 2022, separated by 36 years. Now they play at home, in Toronto, at BMO Field, in front of a crowd that will be the loudest Canada have ever seen at a World Cup. That is the emotional weight walking onto that pitch. And that weight is enormous, because Canada have never won a World Cup match on this scale. Bosnia and Herzegovina stand in the way tonight. If Canada lose their home opener, the pressure shifts fast. This could become the World Cup, where the co-host stumbles in front of their own fans. Qatar face Switzerland in this group on June 13th at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Group C. Haiti haven't played in a World Cup since 1974. 52 years away from the biggest stage in football. This is only their 2nd appearance ever. Their first match is against Scotland, and the question isn't whether Haiti are ready. It's whether Scotland can handle the atmosphere when an underdog plays with nothing to lose. Brazil versus Morocco in the same group is the second story. African champions against the 5-time world winners. Morocco reached the semi-final in 2022, and they didn't come here to be a sideshow. This group could eliminate Brazil from the top spot. Group D, the USA tonight at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Nearly 70,000 fans, home soil, the whole country watching. Paraguay qualified out of CONMEBOL and are no soft touch. 3 points tonight sets the tone for the entire American group stage. But here is the thing about Group D. If the USA drop points tonight, this group becomes complicated. Australia and Turkey kick off June 14th. 4 teams, none of them soft. The USA need to start. Group E, Germany against Curacao. Curacao are at a World Cup for the first time ever. A Caribbean island nation who qualified through CONCACAF and now face one of the tournament's heavyweights in their opening match. The question isn't whether Germany win, it's whether Germany starts slowly and hand Ivory Coast or Ecuador the foothold they need. Germany have a history of slow openers, and Ivory Coast versus Ecuador on the same day is the match that quietly decides who finishes second. Group F. Japan beat Germany and Spain in 2022. The Netherlands are their first opponent. That is not a warm-up. That is a statement game from the opening whistle. And later in the group stage, Tunisia versus Japan will be the 1,000th match ever played in World Cup history. Match number 1,000. That is the kind of milestone that only lands once in a generation of football. Group G, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina in 2022. They did it in a group stage match that nobody predicted, against the tournament favourite, and they did it convincingly. Now they walk into a group with Belgium, Egypt and Iran. Belgium have the squad on paper, but Saudi Arabia already proved paper doesn't decide these things. If you are not watching Group G for an upset, you are not paying attention. Group H. Cape Verde are at a World Cup for the first time in their history. Uruguay have won it twice, in 1930 and 1950. Those two teams will share a group. Think about what it means to stand across the pitch from a nation that has been world champions before your country had ever played a qualifying match. That contrast, debut versus dynasty, is the most extreme version of that story in any of the 12 groups. New Zealand are also in this group, making it a four-nation bracket with wildly different footballing histories. Spain versus Uruguay is the match that will quietly define the group, but the Cape Verde story is the one that could make this tournament. Group 1. France have the squad depth to top any group in this tournament. The matchup to watch is Norway. Erling Haaland, the highest-scoring centre-forward in club football, playing in a World Cup group that also contains France. If Norway get a result against France, this group is a genuine fight to the finish. Iraq are making only their second World Cup appearance. Their debut was 1986, 40 years ago, but do not let that distract from what Haaland could do in this group. Group J, Argentina come in as defending champions. Jordan are here for the first time ever. The gap in that sentence is the story of Group J, but the real question isn't whether Argentina advance. They will. It's whether Algeria or Austria push them hard enough that Argentina are not fresh by the knockout stage. Over-rotation, yellow card accumulation, fatigue, defending champions in the group stage can be managed into problems. Group K. DR Congo last appeared in 1974, a 52-year gap. Uzbekistan are here for the first time ever. Both of those stories sit in the same group as Portugal. Ronaldo has said this is his last World Cup. Colombia have the firepower to match Portugal. Portugal versus Colombia is the match that decides who tops this group, and it may also define how Ronaldo's World Cup ends. Group L. Croatia beat England in the 2018 semi-final. England have faced Croatia 11 times. The record is complicated, and so is the history. England come into this tournament under pressure to finally prove they can overcome the sides who have stopped them before. It is the specific mental block that haunts this team more than any other result. Croatia's squad is aging, but the players who beat England in Moscow are still in the picture. This is the reunion nobody in England wanted. But here it is. Panama and Ghana round out the group, and neither side came here to make up the numbers. Now here is something that matters across every single group. The top two teams advance. That part everyone knows, but the 8 best third-place teams also go through. That is the exact rule, 8 best third-place teams. So in a group where the top 2 are obvious from day one, the third-place race can still send a team to the round of 32. A group stage exit is never guaranteed until all 3 games are done. 12 third-place teams, 8 spots, 4 go home, and right now nobody knows which 4. Go back to that opening image. 10 versus 9 men at the Azteca. The ref still adding minutes. Somewhere in these 12 groups, that chaos is going to happen again. The question is which third-place team survives when it does.